Hey guys, it's Joey. So I just finished watching episode 5 of Twin Peaks, The Return. There's so much happened, so much left to unpack. This is my initial I just finished watching it, so I haven't had a chance to go rewatch it and figure out what's happening. There's going to be plenty of spoilers in this video, so I'm just prefacing with that, warning you now. So I'm going to work from the end forward, because I think that's pretty interesting. This video is not going to be long. I'm just going to sort of hit on a couple things that stood out to me. So the end, we get a place, Buenos Aires, Argentina, where we see, we get that pan down to that little black box, some kind of voice recorder or like something. It's something that some kind of information is going into that black box. Buenos Aires, Argentina is also, if you are familiar with Fire Walk With Me, is where Jefferies' character, comes from, or where he was. Jefferies is David Bowie's character, as you probably know, so we're getting a lot of Jefferies. Jefferies is very deep-seated in this series so far. He's a mysterious character. He's always been a mysterious character, but now it seems like a lot of this is revolving around Jefferies and Cooper's interaction with Jefferies. They're relaying some kind of information. They're involved somehow. This box was also called earlier on in the episode. A woman took out her BlackBerry, it looked like, and she was very nervous, and she put a couple numbers into the BlackBerry, and it seemed to have called that black box very early on in the episode, which is interesting. So it seems like more than one person is in contact with whomever this is. I'm assuming it's Jefferies, because Buenos Aires, it seems, it fits. Another thing is Cooper is beginning to remember more and more. There are things, sights, words that are starting to let things out, become familiar to him. We have the files, where she says case files. He starts saying agent at a point. There's a funny scene where he smells coffee and he just follows the coffee and he sort of eyeballs other people's coffee, which I thought was hysterical. I'm glad they're having fun with this whole Cooper losing his memory thing. It's fun to see him try to put the pieces together and have him remember things and seem like he is starting to get it, ever so slowly, of course, but it's happening. We also have there's another really important thing that seems to be happening is with Briggs's body, or with Briggs, I'm not going to say the body. His prints, he's getting registered in all these different locations. I believe they said 16. He's in 16, he's showing up in 16 different, variations, which is odd, obviously. Where is Briggs? What's happening? Apparently he died after, a couple days after Cooper joined the world. But did he? Is Briggs still floating around? Is there another Briggs? I know there's Bobby, but is it like the Briggs doppelganger kind of thing happening, or is it Briggs himself? I really don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I didn't think Briggs was going to be really heavily involved at all, but it seems like Briggs is involved. As you know, the actor passed away a good amount of time ago, so he won't be making an appearance unless they do some sort of CGI manipulation, which also leads me to the scene where Cooper is looking into the mirror in his cell, and they go through the Black Lodge scene from the original series, I believe the finale, and he's remembering just them laughing, that laughing scene, and then you see sort of his mouth, you see Cooper's mouth sort of transform into Frank Silva's, which I thought was a nice touch, because they're not going to show Frank Silva, so that was super interesting, and it sort of reminds people that Bob is in this Cooper. It's, instead of you thinking they're separated, now we know for sure that they're one person. We also get to meet Shelly's daughter in this episode, played by Amanda Seyfried, whom I always loved as an actress, but she's playing sort of she's dating a bad boy, sort of a druggy bad boy, but she's beautiful, and she seems naive and innocent and all this stuff, and a lot like sort of Shelly, but She doesn't seem to be as responsible as Shelly was, probably at the same age. Shelly had a lot to deal with Leah. She worked. She was just, I guess, more mature, or I don't know. And going back to Cooper, we also saw another glimpse into an ability that Cooper now has. He could detect when people are lying. There was like a green light that showed on his coworker, Dougie's coworker actually, and he said, "You're lying," but then that was it. That's all she wrote. No other interaction, and then that's when it led to him going into the boss's office, and him, case files and agent, and he dwelled on agent for a second. So Cooper's beginning to remember. I wonder what else is going to trigger him to remember. Also, another big thing. So I guess this makes it canon, but Tammy Preston seems to be working on the dossier, which is Secret History of Twin Peaks. That it looked almost identical to Secret History of Twin Peaks. So I'm guessing the show takes place in 2016, which is, I guess, when the dossier is completed or when she was writing it. So I'm not sure where time fits in with this, or if that actually makes sense, or if it's canon. But it seems like that dossier is actually canon, when the stuff that happened in it is canon. So that's pretty exciting. I love that book, and I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see her actually working on it. That was a cool little tidbit for those of us who are crazy obsessed and actually read that full book. I'm thinking about reading it over again and seeing if anything sort of, links itself to the series thus far. I think maybe I'll wait for a couple more episodes, maybe halfway point, which would be 9 episodes, and then maybe I'll start reading it and seeing if something connects. So if I didn't catch anything, one more thing. The Jacoby golden shovel scene. I absolutely loved it. I was in stitches. I'm laughing just thinking about it. It was hysterical to me. We all speculated what those shovels are for. I mean, they still might serve a purpose, some kind of purpose, or maybe not. Maybe Jacoby just wants some extra bucks. Maybe he's fully off the rails. He's less spiritual, and he's just all about the capitalism. He wants to make some money. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. Again, I'm going to be making a longer video, maybe when I'm not sick, about a lot of the themes, a lot of stuff going on in this new season. Maybe I'll wait till after the next episode, because that's 1/3 of the way done already. That's crazy. So if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, comment with your favorite moments from the episode. If you have any theories about what's going on, I'd love to hear them. And as always, thank you for watching, and I shall catch you guys in the next one.